Let's get into quickly on Alex Pietrangelo. We've kind of been back and forth on does this make sense, right? So there's part of me, and I'm sure part of any Leaf fan that goes, God, it'd be great to have him. Then there's the part that goes, how can you afford him? Then there's the part that goes, he's so good, who cares? But then there's you swing back the other way, and Anthony Petrelli, who by the way broke the John Tavares news, guy's a hell of a reporter. Writes for Maple Leaf Hot Stove. He wrote a piece, and I'm not going to wreck it for you, but I think you should read it on why he doesn't think the Leafs should sign Pietrangelo. And I'll give you a couple quick points on it. But the first thing is, yes, he's great. But this is an offensively minded defenseman who isn't necessarily stellar in his own end. Does that sound to you like something the Leafs need?
And his penalty killing microstats supposedly aren't very good.
Right. And so when you read this article, and he goes into it in depth about it, basically what it says is that you sign Pietrangelo, Morgan Riley, who had 70 points 2 years ago, is now again stepping out of the way and not playing the top power play. When you can get guys like Hamonic, Tanev, Brody, whatever else that you want on the free agent market, and you can debate me on whether or not those guys are going to be worth it for their cost. If you're going to buy a free agent, you're probably going to overpay. But the reason you overpay on free agency is so you don't have to give up draft picks and prospect potential, right? That's the pay you make. If you want to make a trade, and bidding wars. But if you want to make a trade, you're going to lose prospects and you're going to lose picks. Right? If you want to make free agency, you're probably going to overpay a little bit. But with the glut of defensemen on the market, plus potentially a lot of teams cutting salary, this could be the Leafs' year to make that trade and that free agent signing, or two free agent signings or whatever, with the money that Pietrangelo could get. And Steve, I think you mentioned it last episode, gives Morgan Riley the right-handed shot guy he needs to just be like chill. Like Morgan can do Morgan, and the other guy can actually defend and maybe make a transitional pass. You know what I mean?
He's Batman. For. Morgan Riley's Batman.
You need Robin.
Alex Pietrangelo ain't Robin. And, everything that we just talked about with him, because he has defensive warts. I guess they're not quite as pronounced as they are with some other players, but I'm listening to the conversation that we're having about Alex Pietrangelo, and it's just a slightly modified version of what we were saying with Matt Dumba. Would you like him? Of course. Does he provide what you need? No. A bit, but not really. Like the Leafs, of course, they're a better team with Alex Pietrangelo. Of course. And of course, they're a better team with Matt Dumba. Of course. In terms of fit, it's just one of those things where you go out and you get the top guy available because you can, not because it's the best decision. You know what I mean? It's not there. We were talking earlier in the show. I can't remember if you were there for this, Adam. But just get one more guy on the back end, probably at literally a third of what Alex Pietrangelo is going to make this upcoming season. Who's a problem?
Yeah, so $2 to $3 million.
Yeah, get a guy who's a problem.
Well, Gudas you mentioned. I was there for that. And
that's more of what you need than this number one stud all-star guy. Is it not?
Yeah, Morgan Riley, I think it's because he's within the Leafs bubble. Did we not learn this past season when Morgan Riley was out how valuable he is to this team?
Oh, extremely. Extremely.
Extremely. And he's had all this time to recover. He looks great. He so badly needs a Robin. Cody Ceci is not Robin. No. That guy's not even Scarecrow. Like, he's way down the depths of Batman villains even, let alone sidekicks. You need a Robin from Morgan Riley and a problem. Who his Robin can either be a problem or someone who you add on the second or third pair is a problem. I don't think it's as difficult or expensive as we're making it out to be. And we have this jammed up conversation every time we talk about Pietrangelo joining the Leafs. And I think the reason for that is it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So let's get off of this and try to figure out something else. I think I'd rather overpay for someone else.
Well, and I wonder, like if you've got, here's the thing, like if you sign a couple of guys at $4.5 million, you take your chances. They're less good. They're less effective. However, they balance out the roster a little bit better. And I'm just saying a couple guys, like let's say it's Tanev and Brody, just for instance, okay? This isn't something that we necessarily know they're going to do. But you get two of those guys, you now have trade potential as well, right? What does Travis Dermott get you? You know, what is that worth? What's that potential worth? And the thing is that we discussed this last episode, and I know there were definitely people who disagreed with us, and that's totally cool. But you've got two young guys in Liljegren and Sandin ready to go. They should be ready to go. They should be ready to take over.
Sandin better be ready to go because you just torched the first year of his deal.
And I think he is. I think he very much is. But you look at that and you think, okay, so these guys are ready. You can get it like a Radko Gudas, so you don't have to draw Martin Marincin in every time someone gets injured. But then it's like, those are the things that you could platoon Gudas in. You could, whatever else you want to do. I believe that their money is best spent in smaller waves. They've spent the big money. Let's see you round out this roster properly. And actually, for the first time, have 3 defensive pairings where you go, that's not bad.
Adam, we live near Lake Ontario, which is disgusting. You ever go swimming in it?
Yep.
You ever see the little buoys they have out there to let you know?
Tell you not to go beyond those buoys.
Martin Marincin is that buoy. If he's in your lineup, you've gone too deep. You've gone too deep. If we've learned something from this past season and like the 4 or 5 that came before it, the Martin Marincin waters are too deep. They're too deep. The Dallas Stars were rolling out guys I've never heard of in my entire life in the Stanley Cup final and thriving. You think Martin Marincin's going to put on that performance with the Dallas Stars? Enough with this guy. And he's got a deal. Like, are you serious? He must be the best human being. The best.
Just a good guy.
Just jack biceps from just all the reps in the soup kitchen. And listen, great. You need good people. Mm-hmm. You need good people. Go out and sign Tom Hanks if that's what it's all about, for crying out loud. Does he shoot left or right? Like, Jesus, get good players, man. Get good players. If Martin Marincin's in your lineup, you better be a good swimmer.
Or you better have a really good top 4.
He just can't be in your lineup. He can't.
No, he can't.
Bad Kyle. No. Bad Kyle.
I think Adam's point about the top 4 is important. You can mask.
It is.
You can mask Marincin if your top 4 is all-star.
How about this? Mask Liljegren and Sandin.
There you go.
Mask them? Oh, yeah, with them. Yeah. You can mask. I mean, the Blackhawks won a cup masking Kimmo Timonen, right?
Luke Schenn was on the Lightning.
Yeah.
Luke Schenn is a Stanley Cup winning defenseman on a team he played consistently with.
He was still like their 8th or 9th guy, but those are deep waters.
So Martin Marincin can be a 6th
8th or 9th guy.
Yeah.
He's perfect.
No, 9th. What the hell am I sheltering a 28-year-old for? Get out of here. Sick of this. Jesus.
Yeah, you know what? It's kind of true. Like, you can't find one person in Europe who's a little bit better. Not one.
Right.
Anywhere.
You can find one in Europe. You can find one. You can. And I mean, maybe they have with this Lettinen guy. Like, who knows what he's going to be? But the thing is that, like, you can't. Even Calle Rosen. Why is Martin Marincin getting it and Calle Rosen isn't? Like, just
even anything. Like that Warsofsky guy who they got in the Penguins deal for captain. I'm like, can he please? Anything. Can he be the buoy? Enough.